Welcome to Safe Money and Income Radio with military veteran, federal retirement consultant, and leader in finance as recognized by Top 100 magazine, your host, Daryl Blackmon. Daryl is a retirement and income specialist, primarily serving the Eastern U.S., but he's sought after nationally for his expertise in helping people secure their retirements. Mr. Blackmon is a licensed financial professional in numerous states throughout the country. He specializes in working with people who are near retirement and those who have already retired with wealth management, income planning, and asset protection strategies using various insurance-based financial products. And now, here to talk with you about securing your retirement, your host, Daryl Blackmon.
Welcome to Safe Money and Income Radio. I'm Daryl Blackmon, an asset and retirement protection specialist serving your local area. In this program, my message differs from what you usually hear on financial planning shows, mainly because our concepts differ. Our emphasis is on the preservation of your principal, participation in credited interests linked to an external market index, and a lifetime of income you cannot outlive. Our planning prepares you for a retirement you can count on. You see, when you suffer a loss in the market, even a slight loss, you have two problems. First, the actual loss requires a percentage gain greater than your percentage loss to break even. For example, if you have $100,000 and experience a 50% loss, now you have $50,000. For your $50,000 to become $100,000 again, you need a 200% gain. The second problem is the time it takes to make back that loss, whether you can even make it back at all. A third problem, and even more devastating, is what if you're pulling money from your retirement funds while they are taking losses? Taking RMDs or other funds out of your retirement to live on can make it almost impossible to regain what you've lost. Your money cannot be working for you if you're losing. That money could be gone forever, destroying your opportunity for compounding for two reasons. First, if you lose the basis of your original investment, you have lost the main ingredient for compounding that worked for you until it was lost in a market downturn. In addition, you lost time that is now needed to replace what you originally had. Without time, there can be no compounding, which can have a crippling effect on your retirement plan. Any financial professional will tell you that losses to your portfolio can severely limit your lifetime income and possibly cause you to run out of money decades sooner than projected. Our risk-avoiding strategies help to prevent that tragedy from happening. Our strategies move your compounded growth forward while avoiding the steps backward. Sound good? It may sound too good to be true, but it's not, and a small amount of your time can prove it. It's time to give me a call. My number is 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. Feel free to call at any time to receive your complimentary copy of the Safe Money and Income book and Safe Money and Income kit. Our Safe Money and Income book is the comprehensive guide to what we call autopilot investing. Call 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. Autopilot retirement planning is critical to success because you never know when the market will crash. Are we about to sink lower? I don't know. You don't know. And for sure, your broker doesn't know. Of course, a bear market could last for years. Can you afford to wait several years or more after that to break even? That's if you can ever get back to even. When we look at losing money in the market, it's more than just the value of the funds lost. As I said, it's also the element of time, and no one can place a value on that. The older we get, the more valuable that time is, simply because we don't have the same time left to live. That's what we address in our risk reduction strategies And here's how we manage it. If you can never take significant steps backwards, you don't have to spend time trying to step forward to get to where you were. You may have some losses you would like to recover from. How about the option of a guaranteed bonus on your money of up to 10% or more? And how about a guarantee of your income account value growing to up to 7% or more for the purpose of receiving guaranteed lifetime income? How about the guarantee that your principal and potential credited interest based upon the performance of an external index that is protected and that the impact from market losses is limited? Would you like to consider a type of contract that can deliver these benefits? If you'd like to see if this is a deal worth considering, call me for a complimentary copy of the Safe Money and Income book and Safe Money and Income kit at 844-837-SAFE. Again, our number is 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. And of course, there's no obligation. Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest men in America, says there are two rules that every investor should live by. The first rule is to never lose money. The second rule is to always remember the first rule. Losses are avoided in our retirement preservation strategies. It is important to remember that making money on your retirement savings during the critical years of your retirement should not involve trying to make it for losses to get back to where you started. Well, I must take a short break. This is Daryl Blackmon, and you're listening to Safe Money and Income Radio. Let's pause for some exciting announcements.
Have you recently changed jobs and now you have a 401k or another retirement account you don't want to expose to the risk of market loss? You've worked too hard to leave your retirement to chance. Since you'll probably start another retirement account at your new job, why not ensure your old account provides you principal protection, the opportunity to participate in the market with locked-in accumulation, and a guaranteed lifetime income? We can help you roll over the retirement account from your previous employer and identify products that provide the potential of index-linked credited interest while limiting market risk. Did you know that if you're age 59 and a half, you may be able to move money out of your employer plan even if you're still working there? Call us now and ask about bonus options on your retirement money with a fixed indexed annuity. Imagine putting your money on an elevator that only goes up. It might stop on a few floors along the way when the market index goes down, but you won't go back to visit the lower floors. Our phone number is 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. You can get your complimentary Safe Money and Income book by calling us now. That number again is 844-837-7233. Now back to more Safe Money and Income Radio with your host, Daryl Blackmon.
Welcome back. I'm Daryl Blackmon, your host of Safe Money and Income Radio. I am a capital preservation and strategic income planning specialist working with clients right here in your local area. Here's a question I'd like to ask you. How much of your money is currently in the market? All of it? 50%? 80%? Did you make a conscious decision to have that particular percentage exposed to market risk? Or did it sort of just happen? Why am I asking? As I've said before, the markets go up, the markets go down. How much of your life savings that is exposed to market risk is a very important consideration. That is why I strongly encourage everyone to think of their money in terms of red money and green money. Now, those terms may sound funny, but I believe they will help us understand a very important concept. Let me explain. Red money is money that we are willing to expose to market risk in hopes of a higher return. We accept the possibility of losses, even significant losses, in hopes of greater gains. Red money is exposed to upside and downside market risk. Green money is about safety and security. With green money, we are not willing to accept the risk of losses, so we are willing to accept a lower return in exchange. But green money does not have downside market risk. So if red money is exposed to upside and downside market risk, and green money has only upside market potential, which one is better? Well, that's probably the wrong question to be asking because neither one is inherently good or bad. It all depends. The very important questions we should ask ourselves are these. What percentage of my money should be in red money? What percentage of my money should be in green money? If you are at or near retirement, you should ask yourself if any of your money should be in red money. Can you afford to lose any of your retirement funds? Would you rather take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, or just take 1 step at a time and never take a step back? If you'd like to learn how to step forward and never backward, now would be a great time to call me for your complimentary Safe Money and Income book and Safe Money and Income kit. Again, our number is 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. There's no cost or obligation. Let me tell you what red money is good for. The young and the rich. The young have time on their side and can afford to lose money in the hopes that they will make it back in the future. The rich can afford to at least lose some of their money and still live comfortably. By rich, I mean those people who have adequate green money to guarantee they will always have the income they need and never outlive it, and still have money left over for red money. If you are at or near retirement, you should definitely be in the green, which is money that cannot be lost due to market declines. Many people believe that all retirement money should be in green money. Personally, I think that makes a lot of sense. Many people I work with, regardless of age, want 100% green money because they know they can have upside market participation without accepting any downside market risk. Isn't it time for you to go green with your retirement? I like that. Go green with your retirement. Give me a call at 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. We will show you how that is done. Not only can you have some upside growth linked to the markets without any downside risk, but you can get a first-year bonus of up to 10% on all of your money just for opening the account. You can also lock in guaranteed growth of up to 7% on the lifetime income account. How about that? No downside market risk, a bonus, and guaranteed growth on the lifetime income account of up to 7%. Call 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233, and we'll arrange to show you how it works. Over the years, what we've learned is that having green money provides an enormous benefit, a tremendous sense of comfort and relief for the person making the decision. Think about it. The worry goes away. Just think if you have red money losses and get upset, probably the money should not have been in red money. So this makes it easy to decide. You ask yourself this question: if I were to lose some, most, or all of my money, would I be upset? If the answer is yes, then your money should be in a green money account. You may be asking yourself, what green money options are there other than cash, a checking or savings account, and bank certificates of deposits? That's where I get to help you. Call me at 844-837-SAFE and ask specifically for our free Safe Money and Income book, and we'll show you some exciting options. You'll learn about a green money option that has upside market potential, is not exposed to market risk, that comes with upfront bonuses of up to 10%, and has a minimum guaranteed income growth of up to 7% for up to 20 years. Call 844-837-7233 right now. And also ask for our free Safe Money and Income kit. I strongly believe that we face some very difficult market times in the future. War, politics, national debt, tremendous volatility, corruption, global economies, and many more things for us to be concerned about. The more time I spend with clients focusing on green money options, the more my clients get to sleep at night without worry or stress. Hindsight is 20/20. Looking ahead and making wise choices to protect our retirement savings requires an understanding that waiting is an invitation to loss and regret. If you were able to convert some of your current retirement savings into green money, where it would never lose value due to market declines, and would be able to realize gains from the market, would that make sense? Turning red money into green money is like magic. The danger falls away, replaced by peace and contentment. Call us at 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. We are available to answer your calls now or any day of the week. Since I have to take a break, now would be a great time to call me for your complimentary Safe Money and Income book and Safe Money and Income kit. My number is 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. Isn't it time to stop exposing your retirement to market risk? You're listening to Safe Money and Income Radio with Daryl Blackmon.
Business owners, some of you have worked 20 and even 30 years to build your business. You're ready to sell this asset and go into retirement, but you don't want to risk or lose any of your hard-earned money. Property owners, have you just sold your property and need to turn that money into lifetime income? How about 401k participants? Have you recently changed jobs or reached age 59 and a half and have a retirement account you don't want to see exposed to market loss? If you have money you're counting on for retirement, we can ensure you sleep at night with our income and wealth preservation planning. Don't gamble your life's work away if you are nearing or in retirement. Take some of the chips off the table and do something to take the stress out of your retirement. Call us now at 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. Operators are standing by now and every day of the week. That number again is 844-837-7233. You're listening to Safe Money and Income Radio with your host, Daryl Blackmon.
Welcome back. I'm Daryl Blackmon, your host of Safe Money and Income Radio. I am a capital preservation and strategic income planning specialist working with clients right here in your local area. Let's talk about risk. That four-letter word, R-I-S-K, from this perspective. How can we really know the risk we take in investments? How can we measure the risk? As we talk about it, let me give you a phone number in case you want to call and find out more about this topic. Give me a call at 844-837-SAFE. That is 844-837-7233. All right. A very unique man, Nassim Taleb, has some compelling ideas on this subject of measuring risk. Nassim Taleb is a middle-aged man of Greek background from a prominent family in Lebanon and educated here in the United States. He is an author, a scholar, a mathematics professor, a philosopher, a senior Wall Street trader and hedge fund manager, and an expert on mathematical science. Did you get all that? That's quite a mouthful, isn't it? And saying that description hardly begins to describe him. Now, Mr. Taleb is a formidable thinker, and when he speaks, he draws large crowds. His most famous books are The Hidden Role of Chance, Fooled by Randomness, and The Black Swan, The Impact of the Highly Improbable. Now let me tell you what he has to say because it has profound meaning for you and me and profound impact on the ideas of the everyday investor. Mr. Talib says we all place too much weight on the odds that past events will repeat, when unrepeatable chance is a better explanation. Do you assume that the markets will continue to always go up, that any downturns are temporary, or that bull markets continue forever? Or do you not even think about the risk? Either way, danger lies ahead. Talib argues that the markets do not factor in risks that are not measurable, and that most of the really big events in our world are rare, unpredictable, and not measurable. These events, when they happen, usually have a significant downward impact on the investment markets. This is one of the very big reasons why we spend so much time encouraging you to get off that train and shift the risk to someone else. Shift the risk to whom, you may ask? Well, we work with billion-dollar companies that will take the risk off your shoulders and guarantee that you will never lose a penny of your investments due to market risk, guarantee an annual return of up to 7% on a lifetime income account, and guarantee to pay you a lifetime income that you cannot outlive. Does that sound awfully good? Call me at 844-837-SAFE and find out how it works. Again, that's 844-837-7233. 844-837-7233. These large, strong, safe companies provide many guarantees. Remember pensions? They are pretty much gone now, so many people are struggling today to find a way to absolutely know that they will have income as long as they live. Having big, strong, safe, multi-billion-dollar companies willing to guarantee you a lifetime income provides a lot of comfort and relief. So back to Nassim Taleb. Have you ever heard the term black swan event? That term is what Mr. Taleb calls events that are rare and unpredictable. The term refers to a 17th century idea. Until the 1600s, it was an accepted truth that all swans were white. In fact, all swans are white had been used for a long time as the standard example of a scientific truth. The equivalent today might be the earth rotates around the sun. Today we would call that an undisputable scientific truth, right? So what were the odds of seeing a black swan at that time? Impossible to calculate, but considered impossible until 1697, when explorers found black swans in Australia. Imagine that. They had a black swan event, finding black swans in Australia when that was considered impossible. We had a black swan event in 2001, didn't we? 9/11. And we are having many others these days: earthquakes, volcanoes, terrorist strikes, civil war, political conflict, and so on. The chances of black swan events today seem much higher than a decade or two ago, and yet many people continue to invest as though the stock market will continue to rise forever, with no significant black swan events along the way. Doesn't that seem a bit odd? So let me ask you a question. How would you like a guaranteed first-year return of up to 10% or more, with 100% guaranteed safety for market risk, and no taxes while your money compounds, and without the fees and charges normally associated with retirement accounts? Oh, and by the way, no market losses during black swan events. We offer all our listeners a free Safe Money and Income book that could change your financial life for the better. Give me a call anytime at 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. Someone's available to answer your calls now or any day of the week. Be sure to mention that you would like a free copy of our 115-page Safe Money and Income book, an insider's guide to no market risk retirement and income strategies that will show you how to protect your money from fees and market downturns. You are learning today about black swan events, which can have a significant downward market impact. When you call, we will show you how to take away that worry. If you can convert some of your current retirement savings into something that will never lose value in the marketplace and still realize gains from the market, would this be of interest to you? I would think so. How much of your money is currently in the market and not earning as much as you would like it to? Are you happy with the amount of risk that you're taking? Do you really know the level of risk you are taking? The reality is the market goes up and the market goes down, even without black swan events. So ask yourself, can you really afford to have your life savings at risk with a risk that's impossible to measure? When you call 844-837-SAFE, that's 844-837-7233, mention that you would like a copy of our free 115-page Safe Money and Income book, An Insider's Guide to No Market Risk Strategies. It will become your favorite book on the shelf. Well, that's all the time I have for Safe Money and Income Radio this week. Before I go, I want you to know that I sleep at night knowing that my clients have retirement plans that remove the stress of market loss from the money they depend on for retirement. I want you to sleep at night too. Until next time at the same time, I'm Daryl Blackmon, reminding you to stay safe so you can step into a secure future.
You've been listening to Safe Money and Income Radio with your host, Daryl Blackmon. Find out how to contractually guarantee that your hard-earned money is safe while avoiding market loss so you can have the retirement that you deserve. Call Daryl Blackmon now for your complimentary Safe Money and Income book and Safe Money and Income kit at 844-837-SAFE. That's 844-837-7233. The preceding information does not represent tax, legal, or investment advice. Surrender charges apply to base contracts. Optional lifetime income benefit riders are used to calculate lifetime payments only and are not available for cash surrender or in a death benefit unless specified in the annuity contract. Fees may apply. Guarantees are based on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the insurance company. No information presented today should be acted upon without meeting with a qualified and licensed professional. Obviously, by calling us now, you are just taking the first step towards protecting your retirement. It's important that you read all insurance contract disclosures carefully before making a purchase decision. Rates and returns mentioned on this program are subject to change without notice.